So I was doing some research on essential oils because my supply is getting really low. Sorry, I'm having like a brain fart. Um, so when I get my first paycheck at Michael's, that's where I work now. Yay! um, I have a whole bunch of stuff I need to do. Like, first I need to pay bills, and then I want to start saving for Patrura War. But there's lots of other things that I kind of slowly want to build up again. And one of the things I really want to work on is my essential oil collection, because I use those in my oils for spiritual use, for the ones that I sell, and for ones that I sell. And I also like to use them for healing purposes. Well, I was looking for more information today, just on essential oils in general. And I was like, well, people keep really cool blogs, and I want to see what these people are using, like special blends they may have, trial and error, different things like that. Like, oh, I tried this for phlegmy cough, and I tried this and this and this, and oh, this one finally worked, or something, things like that. And well, anyway, so I just Googled essential oil blog, and one of the first ones I got was, let me check it again. It was one from aromatalk.com, and they're talking about essential oils for celebrating Passover and Easter. And I'm not a Christian, and I'm not Jewish or anything related. I don't follow any Abrahamic religion. So, but I thought this was interesting still, because I'm a religious studies major, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna check it out. So they're talking about, there's one, they're saying, like, they're quoting different, they had a list of oils, or a list of herbs actually, and it was all, and then they give a quote from the Bible where it was mentioned, like calamus root and aloes wood, cassia, different things, and they're all from biblical times. They were used in the different areas that the Bible was, that the people in the Bible and everything were in. If that makes sense. Basically, they're all used in the Middle East. Let's just say that, okay? I'll put it out there. If you want me to be more specific, that's another blog. But but yeah, it was really cool. So the first thing I thought of before I even read the list, I was like, it's probably just gonna say frankincense and myrrh or something, because that's the first thing I think of when I think of resins or herbs, like in the Bible. That's the first one that pops in my head, because I use them a lot, and they're really popular. And every time I've researched them, it's like one of the first things they say is that it was one of the gifts given by the three wise men or the three kings, or, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I usually skip over that part and go on to the rest, because I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's good for this and this and this. But there's a huge list here. Like, let me see and check it out for you. And I will post the blog below so you can check it out. Calamus root, cassia, cedarwood, cinnamon, cypress, fir, frankincense, geranium. The list goes on and on. It's a pretty long list. I mean, I wouldn't, and they did their research. It's kind of cool that they actually went in and they'll quote like the different part of the Bible that it's from. And again, I'm not Christian or Jewish or follow any of those things, but I do respect them. May not respect the people that uh, don't follow it the way that their books tell them they should be following it, when they become fanatical and angry and bad people. But the teaching themselves, I mean, I can't say what's right and what's wrong. I just have to believe in what I believe. But so it's really interesting. I mean, I wanted it, like, I know when I've made my Norse oils, my Norse-based one, like Freyr's, For the Love of Freyr, and Odin's Bog Water, which was a really bad name to choose, because I was thinking of the bogs, because I was thinking of the dead and how they're preserved in bogs, some of them, and whatnot. And then somebody from England's like, in England we call toilet water bog water, or whatever, and I'm like, oh god, no. So I didn't sell any of those overseas, just to let you know. But and so what got me started on this was that I had a bug bite, and I was like, oh, okay, I wish I had some lavender essential oil. And then one of the little boys that was staying with us, his mom works with essential oils too. He had spent the night for spring break, and he said, Mom, I have some bug bites. And I don't know where they came from. I think from the puppy, because it goes outside to go to the bathroom. So maybe it's from that. And she said, well, I wish when we get home, I'll put some lavender essential oil on you. And I was like, see? I'm like, bring some back for me. Because I just ran out. I just used the last of my essential oil making a headache medicine, or headache oil. So you should check out this link, though. I think it's pretty cool. And it has like a list of, let me check it real quick. Sorry, I'm on here and looking at it. But I'll put the other list too, that I got the original list for the biblical essential oils. There are a list of good ones for grounding, for cleansing, for enlightenment, coping with grief. And I like when they list things, but also that when you click on it, it'll give an example, it'll go more in depth. I don't like when they'll take an herb and say, let's say for spiritually speaking, they'll say this is for love. And people are like, okay, I'm going to use it for love, and they'll put it in oil. But then they don't read why it's used for love, or why it was categorized as used for love. And it'll say, like, it was, I can't think of an example right now. Oh, like lavender and and people get it for love or something, and then they'll go for rosemary as a substitution herb, but they don't realize that when you mix rosemary and lavender together, it becomes a chastity blend. That's always my go-to example. I'm sorry, you probably heard me say it before, but so yeah, anyway, so I like the lists that you can click on the individual ones and actually get more information on them. So this is a pretty good list. It doesn't list like a whole bunch, so you're overwhelmed. You're like, oh my gosh, I just want to choose one. It gives only usually about 5 examples for each thing, so you can research it then. So they're pretty cool. So maybe I'll talk more about using essential oils. Usually when I use herbs, I don't use essential oils always. I like to make infusions or baths or different things with the herbs that way, or take different vitamins, you know. But essential oils make it too. Usually I haven't gone with essential oils because they're so expensive, and like the more pure you want to get, the more expensive they're going to be, to where the point you're paying like $30 for a little bit of oil, but then it's really pure and it's really good oil, you know, supposedly, and then you pay like $5 for essential oil, and it's they don't tell you that it's diluted or something else, or that it's not really pure. So I try to find something that I can afford that I know isn't going to be super crappy. You know, sometimes you can smell them when you first get them. You're like, this is not a good essential oil. You know, sometimes you smell them, you're like, oh my god, I have to have like 14 of these. These are fantastic. You know, whatever. Yeah, I totally just saw my derpy face. Great. But so this video is done. It was about essential oils. So I want to hear how you use your essential oils. I need to stop talking so fast because then it comes out like in this like blah 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 blah. But anyway, thank you for watching.